and let's open a new document from the file and new, and for the width is the 815 and height is 315, and let's make the actual size by pressing Ctrl or Command 0, and let's bring this background image from the image folder and convert it to the smart object. Let's drag and drop it to our main document, and now let's resize it by pressing Ctrl or Command T from the keyboard and press Shift plus Alt together to have a same ratio of the width and height. And let's put it and resize it with our document, the Facebook cover document. And now let's zoom out a little bit, and from the adjustment layer select the solid color, and from there let's select this red color, and from the blending mode is soft light. Select the soft light from the blending mode of this solid color. And now let's bring a guideline from the top bar, another guideline from the left hand side, and snap it in the middle, and select from the shape, the rectangular shape from the toolbox, and drag a rectangular shape, and let's make it a copy by dragging to the create new layer. Let's we drag the another shape, delete this first two, and we drag the another new shape, and the filling color we gave the gray, and now we select that rectangular and press Alt or Option key from the keyboard and drag another shape, a copy of that shape, and select the direct selection tool from the toolbar and select the bottom right side corner and drag it to downward, and again select the top right hand corner by the direct selection tool and drag it to upward. And now let's select the rectangular one copy and drag it to the create new layer in order to get the another copy of this shape. And from the edit menu select transform path and flip horizontal, so it would be flip a horizontal way our this new duplicate copy, and select the move tool and put it in the left hand side this layer. And now let's select all these three rectangular shape, and by shift and right arrow key put it in the right hand side, and let's select the rectangular shape from the toolbar, and the top bar you will select the 3 pixel as the border line with a cyan color. And let's bring the image from the image folder and convert it to the smart object. Let's bring this image to our main document, and let's bring this image layer in the top of the rectangle one layer, and the right mouse button click and select the create clipping mask and resize this image by Ctrl or Command T from the keyboard. And let's resize this image to fit with our rectangular one shape in the middle. And now let's select OK. And now let's bring the another image to our document and convert it to the smart object, and drag and drop it to our main document, and bring this layer in the top of the rectangular one copy, and right mouse button click and select the create clipping mask and Again, Control or Command T in order to transform this image, and select OK. And now we will get the another image to our document, convert it to the smart object, and drop it to our main document. And let's right mouse button click and select the create clipping mask, and Control or Command plus T in order to resize this image. Let's again resize this image, and select OK in order to accept it. And now let's bring this lightning layer from the image folder and convert it to the smart object, and resize it and downsize it inside our canvas, and drop it to our main document, and change the blend menu, layer blend mode to soft light. Let's change to screen, the blend mode to screen, and resize it, make it more smaller, and select OK in order to accept it, and put this in the corner of the middle and left hand shape, and make another copy by pressing Alt or Option key from the keyboard. Make a copy and drag another copy. Again, while we are duplicating the copy, press Alt or Option key from the keyboard, and make sure that you have selected the Move tool from the toolbar, or the B key from the keyboard. And now we are putting this lightning blur in every corner of this layer of this rectangular shape. And now let's bring the another lightning image from the image folder, and drop it to our main document, and make sure this image would be the top of all the other layer. Make Control or Command T in order to transform this image, this lightning image, and select OK. Now we are going to changing the blending mode to soft light. And now let's from the FX menu select the drop shadow for the rectangular one shape. See, that one is selected, and let's make the size to 43, opacity to 83, and spread to 8. Size would be let's we resize again to 8. Opacity, let's change it to 20, 39, okay, 57, and size would be 2, and the distance would be 2. Let's again make the size to increase the size to 10, and click OK. Now we have this layer style. Let's copy this layer style, or this drop shadow, and paste this layer style to the rectangular one copy, and again paste this layer style to the rectangular one copy too. And that's it. And now we have another awesome Facebook cover. And thanks to all of you for joining this lecture. We'll see you in our next lecture.